Well, somebody who isn't going to be going to IHOP anytime soon is a Clinton. And I'm not Hillary Clinton, not Bill Clinton, although I doubt that they would go there. I know that, Hillary's running around the world. I don't think they have IHOPs. Can you imagine if you were at IHOP and all of a sudden Hillary Clinton walked in, or Bill Clinton? Although, you know what? They're from Arkansas. I can see this. I know they've been to some IHOPs before. But no, this particular Clinton that I'm talking about, it isn't even Chelsea. It's not even Hillary's brother, Roger. It is their niece. Yes, that's right. The Clintons have a niece. Her name is Macy Clinton. Now, Macy is the daughter of Roger Clinton. And I'm sorry, this is former President Clinton's brother, Roger. This is President Clinton's brother, Roger. Has a daughter by the name of Macy. And why would I know that she's not going to be going to IHOP anytime soon? Because she, like so many other people in the United States of America, is living on food stamps. That's right. Believe it or not, the niece of former President Clinton and former First Lady, current Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, is living on food stamps. That is right. Which means that she's Chelsea Clinton's cousin. Can you believe this? Chelsea Clinton's cousin is living on food stamps. Again, her name is Macy Clinton. She says that she is in such a rut that she uses a government benefit card to get food from her local grocery store. Now, she's blaming all of this situation on former President Clinton's brother, Roger. And Roger, he had already been in some trouble. He had a DUI. There were some cocaine charges, which, of course, conveniently got pardoned. It must be nice to have a president as a brother. Can you imagine all the hell we could do and get away with it and get it removed? Roger, anyways, is Macy's father. And she says she's claiming he abandoned her. But she's on food stamps. And she's actually going to college to be a cosmetologist. So Macy Clinton is out there. I just thought that was interesting that there was yet another Clinton. And no, it wasn't a love child. I know if you heard me say that there was another Clinton, that would probably be what you first thought, which would make sense. We know how Bill gets down, but that's not the case. This is Bill Clinton's niece. She is on food stamps. Hopefully, the family will, float some cash her way. She claims, again, that Roger abandoned her and that he did not provide a trust fund for her, which he promised. And the story is that he actually owes some back child support. So we will see how this one plays out. Not a good look for the Secretary of State of our country, for the former president of our country, to have a niece with a government benefit card and utilizing that for herself because she has no other options. Not a good look. Let's take care of that, Bill and Hillary. Unfortunately, I think you all are going to be the ones that have to step in and do so because, as we very well know, Roger's not, the most upstanding citizen. And finally, another little piece of quirky news that was out there was talking about video games on Monday and the fact that the Supreme Court of the United States was going to be deciding if California could legally ban the sale of video games, violent video games, to minors, individuals under the age of 18. Boy Scouts. Now, when I think of Boy Scouts, I think about, boys, youngsters learning how to tie knots, making fire out of, sticks and twigs. You know how they would do that? Learning how to sail boats. Showing up at senior citizens' retirement homes over Christmas, delivering hand-baked goods, camping, all of that good stuff. Now, am I wrong for thinking that? That's what Boy Scouts was to me. Now, I was never a Boy Scout, and what happened after you were a Boy Scout? Weren't you like an Eagle Scout? I think there's like Boy Scout and then Eagle Scout, and, you join the Boy Scouts so you can be prepared for anything. You learn a lot of nature work how to make fires, like I said, how to put together tents, you go canoeing, all of that stuff. Well, I really think we are in end times. End times. After reading a story that I read today. Now remember, Boy Scouts, Brownies, Girl Scouts, it was a real honor. You would see these kids and they would have on their uniforms and all, the patches and the buttons from different activities that they excelled in or levels that they completed and all of that good stuff. I did not know this until today. This is true, people. This is very, very true. Yet another sign that we are in end times. Do you realize the Boy Scouts of America is now offering a video game awards in the form of a belt loop and the more advanced video game pin? Exactly. These are the things that you see when they complete their expeditions or learn how to start fires or shoot the gun correctly. There is now one that applies specifically to video games. I am not making this up. Sign of the end times. You can go to the Boy Scouts of America website and you can see the requirements. Now, if you're a Boy Scout and you want the belt loop, you have to complete 3 requirements. The first one is to explain why it is important to have a rating system for video games. That's right. They must be able to explain why there is a rating system for video games. Number 2, if you want that belt loop and you're a Boy Scout, you must check your video games to be sure they are right for your age. You need to sit down with an adult, create a schedule for you to do things that include your chores, homework, and video gaming. That's right. That's requirement number 2. You got to sit down with an adult, make sure your video games are age appropriate, and then you sit down with that adult and you work out a schedule that includes your chores and your homework, and then when you're going to do your video game. I'm not making this up. This sounds really insane. The Boy Scouts of America are now awarding belt loops and honors based on video games. Third requirement for the belt loop is to do your best to follow the schedule that you put together with your parents. And there's one other caveat to the third requirement. You are to learn to play a new video game as long as it's been approved by your parent, guardian, or teacher. Now, I don't know about you, and I told you what I felt about video games. I just find this kind of frightening that video games have permeated our society and our youth so much that the Boy Scouts of America have now included them in their list of honors, and they actually have requirements. And that was just for the belt loop. You can earn an academic pin. To earn the academic video game belt loop, there's a whole nother list of requirements, and you must complete 5 of them. Crazy things like, with your parents, create a plan to buy a video game that is right for your age group. Get this. Compare 2 game systems, for example, Microsoft Xbox versus Nintendo Wii, and explain some of the differences between the two. List good reasons to purchase or use a game system. Teach an adult or a friend how to play a video game. What happened to the Boy Scouts going out to, the senior citizens' homes, or, learning how to camp and survival skills? And I know that they still do that. I just find this crazy. Oh, here's another requirement to earn that academic pin. Play an appropriate video game with a friend for 1 hour. You know what? We are really, really in end times. This terrifies me. Video games and the Boy Scouts of America. Horrible, horrible, horrible stuff. Well, speaking of horrible stuff, I feel horrible. I'm going to go grab some water over this commercial break. I'll be right back. Stick around. Talk about immigration right after this.